Hello, my name is Mia and I will try to get straight to the point this time. But, do you like this baby Yoda? Do you love him? Do you hate him? What would you rate him? I think it's really cute. So that's my opinion. Write yours in the comments down below. Let's go. Of course you'll love the baby Yoda. So around 5 months I was kind of lost. I had this ever-growing itch. I wanted to draw so much and I didn't really know where to begin. I wanted to pick up my iPad and just start drawing. And mind you, I did, but it was after a 1-year break, so my skills were extremely rusty. So I opened the Procreate app and tried to draw an illustration, and it was this green guy character. And it went really poorly. The inking lines looked really bad. I tried shading it, but it just didn't work. I didn't feel the form of the subject, you know. So I realized that if I want to get better, I need a plan, I need a structure. That idea of just draw a lot and eventually you will see the improvement is not really appealing to me. I mean, yes, you will see the improvement, but you have no way to measure it. I tried doing this, jumping from one random tutorial to another, and yeah, I saw a little bit of improvement, but I didn't really know what my next step is. So as a self-taught artist, I kind of needed that structure, you know. I wanted to know that if I'm gonna do this one step, it will eventually lead to another step. So I started trying to figure out what is that structure. I watched a lot of YouTube videos about this particular subject, and almost all the time, the first step is drawing fundamentals. And after watching all these YouTube videos, one particular video mentioned the course Drawabox. So I checked out their website, took a look at all the lessons that they had and decided to give it a shot. At the end of the day, it's free, right? So I will definitely get my money's worth, I guess. So I looked around, took a look at all the lessons briefly, and I saw this cool ass looking tiger, then this cool ass looking scorpion, and this cool ass looking car, and I got hooked. I was like, yeah, I want to know how to do that. That's fun. But then these are not boxes, right? So maybe, just maybe, the Drawabox is not about just drawing boxes, right? Well, yes, you start with drawing boxes, but no, it's not about just drawing boxes. It's all about developing the spatial reasoning skills when you draw. Once you learn how to draw a line, you learn how to draw a box. Once you learn how to draw a box, you learn how to draw other basic shapes. Once you learn how to draw other basic shapes, you learn how to draw a basic structure out of these basic shapes. Once you learn how to draw that basic structure, you can draw an animal made out of the basic shapes, the construction shapes. And once you learn how to draw all these basic shapes, you can basically draw anything out of these basic shapes. So basically, Drawabox is about drawing everything. Okay, so I opened the lesson 0, started watching the videos where Uncomfortable, the creator of Drawabox, is explaining what Drawabox is. He talked about how this course happened to be and how it developed over the years. At first, he was just regurgitating the information that he got from Peter Hand's dynamic sketch class. It's because he is a student of Peter Hand, but eventually it turned out to be something completely new and different. Then he explained what art fundamentals he is going to teach, and he calls them the core fundamentals. And it goes as following. The first is mark making, the second is observation, and the third is spatial reasoning, which in my opinion is the most important. Then he explains what tools you will need to use. At the first it was negative to me, which later turned into a positive for this course. You have to use the ink fine liners with just normal piece of paper, which means that you can't really use digital tools. So you can't really use your digital art tools for this drawing course, and there's a very good reason why. It doesn't just go down to the fact that you can't undo and everything is final when you draw with traditional tools. See, when you are working with your digital tools, the main purpose of the digital tools is to make your life easier. It's to make you more efficient. And while this is very good to work faster, to make faster illustration for a client and so on more efficiently, this is not that good for learning. Learning is not about being fast, and ink specifically forces you to take your time. Each line, each stroke has to be very deliberate when you draw. And that over time will build into the healthy habits that will transfer to your digital workflow as well. So please, if you decide to take this course, use fine liners that you can buy at any local art shop and paper. Okay? Very clear. Be respectful to your teacher, respect the methods, and do it how he tells you to do it. It's very important. I watched Becca's rant review of Drawabox, and I really liked how she mentioned that Uncomfortable kind of uses the same methodology like Mr. Miyagi uses in Karate Kid, which is very true. This is a wax on, wax off method of drawing. At the moment, you may think that all your efforts are in vain, like LaRusso thought when he was learning karate. But after some time, you will train your mark making, your spatial understanding, and everything eventually will start to click. So please, trust the process. There's a very good reason why Uncomfortable has thousands of students. It works. So I watched all the introductory videos and read all the written information in Lesson 0. This is a place where he talks about the mindset shift required for this course and also the tools you will use. By the way, be prepared to spend at least 1 to 2 hours learning all the information before even lifting a pen. After all that, I opened the Lesson 1, which is the place where it all really begins. And this is the point where you learn how to use your arm. Now take a step back and just pause for a minute, okay? I just want to say how grateful I am that he actually included this. To me, a self-taught artist that always struggled to draw smooth lines, this was the most important thing to learn. It's like a foundation before building a foundation. You see, I watched a lot of drawing videos that teach how to draw from a shoulder. They usually show these few exercises and just tell them to do them regularly. And yeah, I tried doing them, and whenever I did them, I realized how inaccurate I was, and whenever I needed to do an actual illustration, I just stopped doing them. And I would eventually end up drawing from my wrist anyway. I never got into a habit of drawing from a shoulder, and Drawabox finally made me do it. Thank you. And there's a reason why I did it. It's actually because of the ghosting method that you have to use for around 95% of this course drawing. Yes, you can draw tiny details with your wrist, but for the most part, you need to draw from your shoulder. And with enough repetition and mileage, you will actually learn how to draw from your shoulder accurately. I know that because I did that. I don't draw like accurate circles, but I can definitely draw accurate lines. Alright, so after explaining how to use your arm properly, the course finally gives you a few basic mark making exercises that you begin with. You start with drawing lines with your shoulder, then you move on to planes. After that you move on to ellipses. After that you move on to some funnels, and only then you draw a box. You start with basic perspective exercises, and then all of a sudden, boom! You have to do this rotating boxes challenge. Wait, how do we get from this to this? Yeah, well, that's what Uncomfortable likes to do, make you uncomfortable. He gives you a task that is usually way ahead of your skill level, just to see how you do. And you don't have to do the task perfectly. In fact, none of the tasks needs to be done perfectly. You should never grind anything into perfection, especially in this course. All that matters is that you do the task to the best of your ability and move on. You will add the exercises that you will do for your homework to your warm-up routine. So anyway, you will have enough time to practice them. And after this exercise, you need to do one more, and boom, your homework is done for the Lesson 1. And at this point you have two choices. You take the photos of your homework, you either submit them for community critique or you submit them for the official critique. And now get this is insane. You can get your homework critiqued by official Drawabox staff or Uncomfortable himself for $5. $5. That's the price of a kebab in Lithuania. Let that sink in. You can get your art homework, officially critiqued by Uncomfortable for a kebab. That's good. Some Chipotle in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You want some? $5. Homework for a I will go and finish this up and then resume this, okay? Alright, so one of the biggest I'm still getting used to that kebab. So one of the biggest pet peeves that I usually have with online courses is that there's usually no way to get any feedback from the creator of the course, or if there is a way, it usually costs way more than $10. Yes, you can go to the forums, go to the Facebook groups, the Discords and everything and ask for the feedback there, but it is very essential to get the feedback from the right person. And in these places, you usually don't know who is giving you the feedback. And usually if there's a option to get the feedback from the creator of the course, it usually costs way more, 10 times more than Drawabox price, or maybe even more than 10 times more, I guess. That was a good kebab. Alright, so the way this works is you sign up for their Patreon and select a tier. At the beginning of the course, all you really need is 2 credits a month, maybe even 1 credit a month. I used only 1 credit a month, which is $5. And you can only submit your homework every 14 days, which means 2 times a month max. It is because they don't want you to rush, and also you to give them time, enough time for the critique. After lesson 3, the critique's cost increases. It will cost 2 credits. It is still pretty damn cheap though. That's like 2 kebabs. So basically you submit your homework, wait a few days and get your official critique. The person giving you a critique gives a very detailed feedback based on your homework, and either he lets you move on to the next lesson or gives you a task to do a revision for the existing lesson. Revision doesn't cost any more credits. And this is the way the course works basically. You go from lesson 1 to 250 box challenge, then to lesson 2, then to lesson 3, then to lesson 4, lesson 5, and then to 250 cylinder challenge. Then I'm not sure because I'm not there yet. So at the time I'm recording this video, I have finished lesson 4. This took me around 5 months to complete, so here's a time reference for you, I guess. I didn't go completely like hardcore 5 hours a day at this, of course, because I have other stuff to do, but I definitely drew every day. I've heard that it usually takes around a year or maybe even 2 years to complete all the challenges and all the lessons. So yeah, this is basically like 2 semesters at college or art school for free. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That took a while. Anyway, I just wanted to make this YouTube video because I really appreciate how Drawabox helped me personally, and I'm really looking forward to continue the lessons and share them with you. Now I really feel that my drawings are starting to have that form, and I finally start to develop that spatial understanding that Uncomfortable talks about so much. I think I will do a separate video for each lesson, talking about how I did it, reviewing my own homework and showing you the feedback that I got from the official critique, so stay tuned. And I know that it feels that I'm only giving like positives of this course. It almost feels like I am biased about this course or even like sponsored by Drawabox, but I can assure you I am not. Nobody even knows that I am making this video. I haven't even started my YouTube channel as of the recording of this video. Anyway, if this was helpful to you, all I am asking is for you to like the video. That's all I'm asking. If not for me, then for Baby Yoda, okay? I've heard that it helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you don't know about me, I am MEANDI and I'm also making music. You can check out my music on YouTube also, and also on Spotify. And also, if by any chance you are watching this Uncomfortable, the creator of Drawabox, thank you. Thank you for making me draw these 250 stupid boxes. I needed that. You deserve a medal. A box-shaped medal. See you later. Woo!